Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today I'm going to be playing Ride 4. Bonus Pack DLC 7 is here, and it's going to be the Yamaha MT-07. I must say, this bike has been requested for quite a while from many, so I think there's going to be a lot of pleased people, and considering it's free, it's an absolute bonus. And of course for me, more Yamahas the better, and of course as well, more bikes the better in Ride 4. So we're here in Macau. We had a little bit of contact there as well. Oh, Carlos Paiva-Diaz! I didn't even realise that was Carlos Paiva-Diaz until he bumped me a moment ago. Shout out to Lucas Schuch up behind as well. But Carlos Paiva-Diaz, oh my goodness, couldn't even say that without breathing. Carlos Paiva-Diaz is here, so I'm looking forward to this Grand Prix already. You know, I do like Macau. It's one of those tracks that a lot of people not a fan of because it's so tight, so twisty. It's very difficult. But I'm quite a fan, and it's going to be 3 laps here in Macau. This is part of the MT experience in Ride 4 career mode. I think it was in the exhibition group or the invitational group, part of the World League. Of course, we do have quite a lot of Chinese riders in this one, so I'll be trying to get around a couple here into the turn 10. Not quite going to happen there. And we of course got turn 11 from turn 10. Oh, we just bumped the wall as well. Brand new bike, and we've just scratched it on the wall. How infuriating. Carlos Paiva-Diaz got a brilliant look at that one. I'm not too proud about that one. I probably would have restarted any other time, but I'm not enjoying the fact that the AI has not crashed. Now, it seems to be a little bit of a curse at the minute, so every single time I try and record a video on Ride 4, the AI just tend to crash on the straights, or assuming whatever corner it is when you first start the race. So I'm pleased to see there hasn't been a single crash yet. So hopefully we can follow Zhang Ji and Lian He and see how we get on, as Lino Progetto leads this Grand Prix. So we're still fighting amongst the pack, and of course as well, being on a track like this, it's going to be difficult to overtake, so ideally I don't really want to get bogged down trying to fight some of the journeymen of this sport. But we'll see what we can do as we get ahead of another Chinese rider, and Thiago Aguilar is just there as well. We'll be trying to go around him sooner or later to go into the hairpin. Nicely navigated so far. Absolutely brilliant. I must say, I'm probably not a fan of the force suit that you have to wear with the Yamaha MT. I'm not totally aware of why you have to wear that one, because everyone else is wearing different sort of leathers, so I'm not sure why, because I'm really hoping to make a custom Yamaha one. Like a nice, beautiful Yamaha logo with a bit of orange on it, the beautiful logo. And yeah, I'm not sure why you're forced to use that particular one. If you do know, let me know in the comment section down below, because this might be just a little bit of ignorance on my part for not understanding the reason why, so I'd be very keen to find out why that is. But of course we are on lap 2 of 3 already, so we do need to make a move on because we are 4 seconds behind our leader, our Italian leader, which is Lino Progetto. So we're carrying a lot of speed going out to the corner of Mandarin. Patrick Holmes there, Thiago Aguilar going to try between the both of them. Beautifully done there as we dive up on the inside of both riders. Braking roughly around the 200 meter mark. You do use it on the bigger bikes, but I'm still accustomed to braking around 200 meter mark. It's easier just to brake earlier and gradually, opposed to braking too late and then crashing into the wall. Of course, we don't want to do that here, not today. There's Laura Laguna ahead of us. We see her quite a lot in the Ride 4 career mode. The Spanish lady doing what she does best, but she cannot defend against that one. I'm quite impressed with that. I had to gasp a little bit because I wasn't sure I thought we were going to hit the wall as well again. And I'm going to hit another wall for eternity. And another wall for, oh my goodness. And a big wheelie. Oh my god. Hearts in mouths moments already, ladies and gentlemen. As we made one move up on the inside of Laura Laguna, everything almost went heck to a handbasket. But thankfully, we're still going into the Teddy IP. Turn 13. Flick it left for turn 14. And right for turn 15 for the Solitude S's. Beautiful combination of corners. I really, really enjoy this track. And I think your enjoyment on this track is how well you know it. Being more accustomed to it, you will enjoy it a lot more. I think that goes with probably a lot of things. The learning experience on some tracks can be a little bit of a bugger. Here, maybe so, but once you've learned it, it is extremely satisfying. I think I've mentioned this before on the previous video I did with the Honda CBR. I think that was the last time we were here. That it's very much the difficulty level of the Nordschleife, Ulster GP, Southern 100. They are difficult tracks, but once you nail them, and oh, it's so rewarding, so satisfying. You know, I can see why. I used to question why people, oh my goodness, we're bumping into the bloody wall again. The paintwork on this Yamaha MT is going to be absolutely destroyed by the time we take it back to the garage. So there's going to be some serious work and some serious pennies coming out to try and replicate and repair the bike from the way it used to be. But I was going to mention that I used to question why racing was so good and why racing was so popular when people would ask me, why you do riding videos, why don't you do other games as well? And honestly, not many things reward you like they do in motorcycle racing and video games in general. So you combine the both of them, you have an incredible experience. And for me, racing, learning to get better, getting faster and faster, seeing the bike look as smooth as possible, because I was trying to replicate a real style. I tend to find a lot of watching other YouTubers and stuff like this, it's certainly not a knock on anyone, but they don't make it as realistic. They go for the speed, so whatever lap will make them the quickest. And sometimes I watch the esports riders and stuff like this, and some of the laps they do for some of the time trial challenges are really ugly. Like, they break in weird spots, and it doesn't make sense to me how they break, because the racing lines aren't the real racing lines, if that makes sense. So I try and keep it realistic as possible, but the esports riders, to learn and to give them muscle memory to understand how to brake in some of the unorthodox places is just absolutely phenomenal. Something that I will never be able to compete with. I much more prefer trying to make a beautiful, clean ride that looks sort of realistic and enjoyable, and then chuck in my old commentary on top of it, and there you go, you have a DrAce video. It's pretty easy and pretty enjoyable for everyone for turn 14, and then we'll flick it right to turn 15. Do apologise, I went on a bit of a ramble there, if you will, but right now, back to the action, because things are hotting up, and I still haven't got past our Italian friend, so ooh, sharp intake of breath. It's not that long away till the end of this Grand Prix, so we might have to make a move on here. Turn 19, going to flick it right in a moment's time for turn 20, as it's now midnight right here in Macau, in China, 16 degrees. If we don't make a move soon, we're not going to have enough time. Braking into Dona Maria for turn 21. He's going to brake early here, so we might have an opportunity. Oh, going to come in the inside. Oh, he just got a second wind. Brilliant stuff from the Italian. As we now chuck it into the corner there, I'll go ahead. Be careful of the wall again. Oh my goodness, that's another bump. But look at the speed he's carrying. This is 7/10 of a second gap. Oh my goodness. I don't even think I can catch him. Just get into his slipstream and just do what we can. Oh my goodness. The win streak, is it on the line yet again? Breaking wide for Fisherman's. We've got to get into the slipstream here. We have to get into the slipstream. If we do not get into the slipstream, we'll probably not carry enough speed to then attack him into the final corner. We're going to brake late. Hopefully we can carry enough speed to go around the outside. We're going to carry a lot of speed. Get away from the corner. Oh, we're fully accelerated. Yes, we've got him. Brilliant stuff. Right at the death. Classic DrAce content. So after a phenomenal finish in Macau, it's time to move on to Kanto. This is a full course, it's going to be 3 more laps, and away we go. Of course we are going to pull to one side and let it start. Oh my goodness, whoa! That's not what I expected. I was trying to pull off to one side just to let the AI get through, so we could have a bit of a chase down, and hopefully we can replicate something similar to that Grand Prix just a moment ago, because that was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that one. I'm surprised I got him actually in the end, because I was a little bit tense. I was certainly clenching the fist, thinking, oh my goodness, this is the win streak. Oh, that's a beautiful move up the inside of Jin 2. Careful that we don't get a bump into the right-hander there. Thankfully we don't. A little bit of an acceleration there. Chuck it up on the inside of 2 more riders. That is a great start already. We're up by 3 riders. Now about to move up into 8th place as Luke Fox is ahead of us. Shout out to Luke Fox, actually. He died in the Honda race that time, the RC181. The one that was edited to make it look like an older video, if you remember that one. That was in Brands Hatch as we dive up on the inside of the Australian. Togai Sasaki is ahead of us. For how long, that will remain the question for a moment's time. We're going to try and break around the outside of him here to then have the inside line for the right-hander as we go into the hairpin 1. Here into, yes, beautifully done for the right-hander of turn 11. So I think I mentioned this on the braking guide tutorial, so if you've seen that recently and you want to see how that replicates into real racing, as contact's made! Carnage as he gets thrown against the wall! More carnage has already occurred here in this Kanto Grand Prix. But what I was trying to say is basically, you set yourself up for the brakes, and sorry, I'm muttering all over the place here. You set yourself up for the next overtake by being aware of the surroundings, be aware of the race, and be aware of the laps you're on, etc, etc. So therefore, in that corner a moment ago for the hairpin, I sort of went around the outside, which looked like it would have been the wrong line for the corner, but ultimately set us up perfectly for the next corner. As Fabio Vassallo is ahead of us, going to brake extremely late here. Look at how much rear brake we used, sliding the MT into the corner. Little bit of a block pass there. There's no way you can get past us right here at 10:30 here in Kanto. Coming around the outside to then flick it up in the inside. Not quite for Barantaio 2. Didn't happen there. Sorry, Barrianto. Of course, Barantaio is in Mugello, of course. There's Carolina Rack. I think that's the Croatian flag. Shout out to her. I have never seen that name in this game before, so that's cool. A new name to shout at, like Carlos Paiva-Diaz. Of course, I am pleased to say Carlos Paiva-Diaz, because I did fear that we would never see Carlos Paiva-Diaz until we did the World Superbike League or Endurance League ever again. So a little bit close to the rear of Carolina Rack, but thankfully we do get ahead. It's going to be a difficult braking marker up here, so keep an eye out for a few shops and then brake nice and late-ish. Braked a little bit early enough to give myself some time, so I can then flick it left for the left-hander. Of course, then hold the right-hand side of the bike. You can fully tuck in here and just move the analog stick ever so slightly. Around 20 degrees, pushing it to the right. And of course, we have David Pekkanen, who is leading this Grand Prix. I've seen him a couple of times, but his absence has been noted that we have finally now found him. As we go into turn 1 for Jean 2. Jean 1. Jean 2 is in a moment's time. Or for the left-hander, the very tight left-hander. So we're going to try and size him up to then flick it up on the right-hand side for turn 4 in a moment, but it's not going to be close. Now, I probably could have chucked it up on the inside, but I expected that would have ended in tears for a certain somebody, and probably not would have been me, but still, that's not how we race here. We try and do it somewhat clean and somewhat fair. Actually, we do it very clean and we do it very fair. I don't like to bump the AI. You know, the computer, they're not real, but still, I wouldn't want to be raced into and absolutely punted and whacked, etc. Of course, Monster Energy Supercross, they think otherwise in that one. For some reason, they like to give you a good old shoe-in. And sometimes, actually, to be fair, the Ride 4, even the AIs, we get a little bit of stutter there as well. I think someone mentioned this previously on the MotoGP review, or excuse me, the MotoGP trailer for the MotoGP 21, that is. That I do hope they fixed all the stuttering issues, because we had stutter on that last race, and I've had stutter in this race, and it just happens every now and again. It's like a little mini lag spike. I don't know if this happens for everyone, but I do believe, and I do recall speaking to other players on Ride 4, and they have the same issues, where you'll be in a corner, it'll just mini stutter, it'll just freeze, and then it'll just chuck you back into the action. And that little stutter can really throw you off sometimes, because then you can think, oh, the game's froze, and bang, you're straight into the action. You've got to remember where you were going. So it's a bit of a pain. Of course, we had it there again. I think it's going to happen again. Well, just bear that in mind. I do apologise. Nothing I can do about that. If I could fix it, I would, but there's nothing I can do. As we go up on the inside here, David Pekkanen, not quite. Pekkanen got a magnificent second win there on the brakes. He decided to let go and then reapply the brakes. The last of the late breakers, looking like Dovizioso than that one. Flick it right for turn 20. Barrianto 2. Turn left for turn 21. A little bit over the rumble strip. Not ideal, but it's okay. Get into the slipstream of David Pekkanen. Tell you what, Carolina Rack is not that far behind. She's about 4/10. She's also regathered herself and recomposed for another attack for the onslaught. So we go up to the inside, potentially. Yes, beautifully done for City 1. That is a gorgeous block pass. He might have it up in the inside line here for City 2. Give him a little bit of space. Oh my goodness, Carolina Rack! Even she's appeared out of nowhere now. That was a little bit of a lunge and a half from the Croatian. Just shout out to her. As I got a little bit squeezed there. I was tempted to try and battle my way through, but don't think Carolina wanted me to hang in there. So it was a smart decision to just pull back a little bit and let these two go tay-to-tay, gung-ho, and just sort of themselves out at the front. So Carolina Rack is going to lead this Grand Prix for the very first time as we cross the timing line to indicate the final lap of this Kanto Grand Prix. Hold it right for turn 1, getting closer and closer to midnight. The MTs are flying through Japan. Absolutely brilliant contest so far. I'm really enjoying this race. Absolutely loving this bike. So shout out to Milestone. Terrific job. I'm really enjoying the Yamaha MT. The Yamaha MT was one of the first bikes I pillioned on as well. I think a friend of mine had one and he took me around for a ride and it was awesome. A amazing bike. I was really impressed. It certainly wasn't the 2021 version. I think it was the 2010 version or whatever it would have been. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. But Carolina Rack flipping it left at Barrianto 1 into Hebi. We're getting closer and closer. I really want to pull off this round the outside move here going into turn 9. Can we do it? Not quite. Tell you what, she has gained a bit of life in this one. We're 0.7 of a second ahead of David Peckin and the Grand Prix leader for about 90% of this Grand Prix. Has now come to an end and it's Carolina Rack who's going to be pushing it. She's going full Sam Lowe's in this one, trying to defend everywhere she can. And not allowing me to get under her skin and sort of pressure her into a mistake. Carolina Rack doing a terrific job. But I'm kind of holding back at the same time. I know I can get through. It's just a matter of where and when. Where do I want to make this lunge? Where do I want to go for the attack? I haven't decided yet. I'm still sort of happy to sit here as we go into the 90-degree corner. For turn 15, get ready to flick it right in a moment's time as you straighten up. Flick it to the right for turn 16. We're getting closer and closer to the Croatian lady. Could definitely have a lunge up into the very tight left-hander just before the bridge. I'm feeling that one actually. Let's get into the slipstream. Oh, a little bit wide there, but we're still technically carrying a lot of speed from the slipstream. Going to be on the brakes in a moment's time. Can we go for it? Brilliantly done on the brakes. She's not ready for that one. She tried to go around the outside. That would have been a very brave and ballsy move. It's a smart decision that she didn't take it. As we flick to the right now for Marianto 2. You're ready to flick it left for turn 21. Holding on the left-hand side of the bike. Rear tyre is down to about 29% on the degradation, so we're alright for tyre life. Absolutely fine and dandy. As we're going to be aiming for the blue van in a moment's time. There's the blue van. Get braking. Get ready to flick it right for City 1 for turn 20. Well, that is turn 21 apparently. As we then flick it right for turn 22 for City 2. There's that stutter again. That horrible, ugly stutter that occurred again. It really threw me off that one. I was just about to then fully apply the brakes. But thankfully the game came back to me. I swear it's like a little bit of a teaser. The game's doing a lag switch to try and make things harder on you. But there we go. We're going to go into the last couple of corners now for turn 23. Brilliant performance on this Yamaha MT. I'm really impressed with this one. So bear in mind, this is completely free. So I suggest you download that now. And enjoy the Yamaha MT as we take another victory. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note guys, thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.